Welcome to Middle Class Matters, Business News in English from Dr. CMA ALAGESAN. The Hindenburg Report on Adani is being read in full. This is the part number 6. Background. 4 of Adani's listed companies are on the brink of India's delisting threshold due to high reported promoter ownership. Currently, 4 Adani listed companies are on the brink of India's delisting threshold due to high disclosed promoter, that is insider ownership. Adani Enterprises, Adani Transmission, Adani Power and Adani Total Gas all report 72% plus of their shares held by insiders. Furthermore, Adani Wilmar, a new company with current insider ownership of 87.94%, must reduce its insider holdings to 75% by yearly 2025 to meet these requirements, a significant feat requiring the offloading of 12.94% of its current insider equity. 1. Adani Transmission 74.19%, 2. Adani Enterprises 72.63%, 3. Adani Power 74.97%, 4. Adani Total Gas 74.80%, 5. Adani Wilmar 87.94%. This is the source is BSE shareholding patterns. For many Adani listed companies, a large portion of their public shareholdings are funds based in the opaque jurisdiction of Mauritius. Importantly, funds identified in this section, which we believe should be classified as promoter, that is insider entities, hold enough shares of Adani listed companies to put 4 of them well over the 75% threshold, triggering delisting. Adani Transmission Limited, promoter group 74.19%, suspect holders 10.27%, suspected percentage over 75% rule 9.46%. Adani Enterprise Limited, promoter group 72.63%, suspect holders 3.29%, suspected over 75% is 0.92%. Adani Power Limited, promoter group 74.97%, suspect holders 5.98%, suspected over 75% rule is 5.95%. Adani Total Gas Limited, promoter group 74.8%, suspect holders 4.34%, suspect over 75% is 4.14%. Key suspicious Mauritius investors in Adani stocks. APMS Investment Fund, Mauritius, assets $2.3 billion, 99.4% in Adani Company Limited, Adani Companies. Cresta Fund, Mauritius based company, $674 million and holds 89.5% of their investment in Adani Companies. LTS Investment Fund, Mauritius, $1.5 billion, 97.9% is in Adani Company stocks. Elara India Opportunities Funds, Mauritius, 3 billion, 98.8% is invested in Adani Company. Opal Investments, Mauritius, 613 million, 100% investment in Adani Companies only. Disclosures as per Trendy Line, BSC, no other holding visible in listed entities. Note that shareholding list in India only specifically name foreign funds, FPIs, if they hold more than 1% of equity. We believe it likely that smaller stockholders below this threshold are also to be used as vehicles to conceal promoter or insider ownership. The total stockholding of all offshore foreign funds, FPIs, including smaller funds below 1% and large funds above 1%, in Adani listed companies is, per the latest disclosures, Adani Transmission 19.32%, Adani Enterprises 15.39%, Adani Power 12.88%, Adani Total Gas 17.25%, Adani Green 15.14%, Adani Ports 13.76% and Adani Wilbur 1.57%. Our estimates, which only analyze the pattern of larger named funds, likely significantly understands the scale of the issue. This suspicion is reinforced when examining 2021 parliamentary disclosures of all Adani shareholders and their beneficial owners, which showed many suspect Mauritius-based funds with holdings below the 1% threshold that were not normally visible to the investing public. Adani's key public investors are secretive and exhibit behavior inconsistent with normal investment funds. These funds that we believe should be classified as promoter entities hold enough shares of Adani listed companies to put them over the 75% threshold, triggering delisting. Major holders of large public equities generally share basic characteristics. 1. They are typically well-known investment funds with websites that share essential details such as key employees and contact information. 2. They share basic information like their history and source of funds. 3. They usually raise capital from other investors and have marketing documents sharing key details about their organizations. 4. They generally have numerous investments as part of a balanced, diversified portfolio or flagship strategy. Yet many key named Adani public investment funds fit none of these basic criteria. 1. They are Mauritius or offshore based entities, often shells with beneficial ownership concealed via nominee directors. 2. Despite controlling billions in capital, we generally found no meaningful web presence or employees on LinkedIn, no fund marketing materials, and no signs that named fund principals publicly exist. 3. We found no news articles about many of the named investment funds, aside from media questions and confusion over why the entities are so opaque and own so many Adani shares. 4. They have little to no diversification and simply hold shares in Adani listed companies for long periods. They seem price insensitive, holding the shares despite extreme volatility that would see most investment managers trim or otherwise manage their stakes. Stock regulator SEBI is investigating foreign fund ties to Adani, according to recent right to information petitions we have obtained, but thus far nothing has actually happened. In July 2021, media reported that Indian securities regulator SEBI was examining some of these issues. Adani previously denied any wrongdoing regarding such allegations, saying it has always been fully compliant with applicable SEBI regulations. Business Standard. SEBI asks for ultimate beneficial owners information Adani forms. Business Standard. Hindenburg confirmed in September 2022 that SEBI is still investigating Adani's suspicious Mauritius owners but thus far has taken no action. 1. The Adani power complaint by opposition lawmaker Mohamitra is under examination and has not reached a logical conclusion. Reply to queries at 2.4. It is informed that the subject matter of your application is under examination and has not reached a logical conclusion. In view of the same, the disclosure of details related to the matter may impede the process and is thereby exempt from disclosure in terms of Section 8(1)(h) of the RTA Act 2005. In case you are not satisfied with the reply, you may appeal to First Appellate Authority, Sri Anand Rajeshwar Balwar, Executive Director SEBI, SEBI Bhavan, Plot Number C4A, G Block, Bandra Kurla Complex, Bandra East, Mumbai 400051, or with a letter in this link. Yours faithfully, Santosh Kumar Sharma, on behalf of SEBI. 2. The investigation into the Adani Group foreign funds mentioned in the Indian Parliament is also under examination and has not reached a logical conclusion. Reply to queries at 1 to 7. It is informed that the subject matter of your application is under examination and has not reached a logical conclusion. In view of the same, disclosure of details related to the matter may impede the process and is therefore exempt from disclosure in terms of section 81H. This is also from Santosh Kumar Sharma. Although SEBI's investigation has not reached a logical conclusion, ours has. Stock parking entity number 1, Monteresa Investment Holdings. 5 supposedly independent funds collectively holding over INR 360 billion, that is $4.5 billion in shares of Adani companies according to Bloomberg ownership data. A group of 5 supposedly independent investment funds have an incredibly suspicious pattern of holdings. All 5 entities were formed out of Mauritius by the same incorporator, based out of the same address and with multiple overlapping nominee directors. 1. APMS Investment Fund. 2. Albula Investment Fund. 3. Cresta Fund Limited. 4. LTS Investment Fund Limited. 5. Lotus Global Investment Fund. All 5 funds are controlled by Monteresa Investment Holding. Monteresa per legal entity identifier. Collectively, these funds own a massive 360 billion INR, that is approximately $4.5 billion in Adani listed companies. When drilling down into the individual fund assets, as per holding data, we see fund name APMS Investment Mauritius 2.3 billion assets, 99.4% in Adani stocks. Cresta Fund Mauritius 674 million assets, 89.5% in Adani stocks. LTS Investment Limited Mauritius 1.5 billion assets, 97.9% in Adani stocks. Albula Investment Fund and Lotus Global Investment Fund, both based out of Mauritius, ownership, if any, no longer disclosed as below 1% of equity. The funds collectively hold 1.69% of Adani Enterprises, 5.09% of Adani Transmission, 2.72% of Adani Total Gas and 1.29% of Adani Power. The concentration of such large holdings in such a small group of related Adani listed companies is widely inconsistent with normal investor behavior. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. This is part number 6 conclusion. Part number 6 ending. We will see you in the part number 7.